So, if you're like me, or anyone for that matter, you have a story, right? There's a reason that you're watching this video right now, or there's a reason that, you and I are working together in an effort to change that story, to get you out of pain and functional again so that you can live a better quality of life and do the things that you truly love to do. And I love hearing these stories and seeing these stories change along the way. And a common question, I'm asked is about my story, is how I became a postural alignment therapist. So I wanted to tell you that story today, about my journey from client to therapist, because I actually was a client before ever learning anything about posture and what it had to do with being pain-free and living a good life. All right. So, I've been in health and fitness pretty much my entire life. And I started lifting weights around age 16. And between age 16 and 20, I went from weighing 150 pounds to weighing 235 pounds. So I was, bodybuilding, big and everything. And towards the end there, when I was at my biggest, I unfortunately sustained some injuries. And they weren't, I don't blame them at all on bodybuilding. I wasn't doing a particular lift and then something hurt and out and then I couldn't do it anymore. It was gradual wear and tear. And the injuries I sustained was a torn rotator cuff to my left shoulder, also called the supraspinatus. And what happened was, it got to the point bad enough where I couldn't lift my arm above 90 degrees. I mean, everything like this, even if I forced it, was just excruciatingly painful. So that was number one. Then I tried to train around that, and then I tore my medial meniscus in my left knee. That's that little C-shaped cushion on the inside of your knee. Tore that to the point where I was having to wear a knee brace 24/7. Pretty much the only time I didn't wear it was when I was sleeping or in the shower. I was basically hobbling around. And then because of those two injuries, I started having some low back and sciatic pain down my left leg. And you gotta imagine, I was only 20 at the time. So, I seeked out help and I looked all over. I tried probably a good 24 different types of therapies and techniques and things. So like chiropractor, active release technique, multiple different types of massage, yoga, Pilates, acupuncture, prolotherapy, etc., the list goes on and on, And although I think they all helped to some regard, none of them really, I would say, cured me. And until one night, I was Googling, just looking for some stuff, researching, and I came across on this bodybuilding forum a guy who actually had the same symptoms as me, and he used this thing called a Goscue, and I'd never heard of it before, and from the sound of it, actually, I thought it was like some furniture, some ergonomic furniture, because it kind of sounded like IKEA-ish to me. So when I went to search for it, I thought it was going to pop up some ergonomic chairs or benches or ottomans or something to help, your posture and the way you sit. Well, I was right on one thing. It had to do with your posture, but it wasn't any type of furniture. It was a type of therapy, postural alignment therapy, that used a series of stretches and strengthening exercises to correct your posture, thereby pulling your bones and joints back into proper alignment to evenly distribute your weight so that your body functions properly and you don't have any pain. And being that I've been at that point in the health industry for 5 going on 6 years, I was doing personal training at the time, and it was so that's so simple, it might work. And so I thought, all right, well, let's give this a shot. So I went to a clinic in San Diego where I was doing the therapy for about 2 months. And I was just thrilled when after the first hour, I was feeling better. I wasn't pain-free, but I would say 50-60% better after my first hour of doing the exercises. I went from, my arm only being able to lift to here to being able to go up to here without any pain or discomfort. I was also able to walk around a little bit without my knee brace for a while until it started to hurt again. So I was just thrilled. The other thing that really sold me on the therapy was that it was a client-driven type of therapy. It wasn't that the client was dependent on the therapist or the professional to get themselves better. The therapist, the client, was really there as a guide or a teacher, and then it was the client's job to do the exercise on a daily basis to get themselves better. And I know for some people, taking that responsibility for their own well-being and their own health can be scary, but for me, I mean, it was a beautiful thing. I was home. And so, you know, I went through about 2 months worth of therapy, and at that point, I mean, I was doing handstands, which I couldn't really do except for on a wall. Before that, I was, you know, running at 100%. I was just feeling great. And while I was there doing the therapy, I saw other people, you know, men, women, children, professional athletes, grandparents, great-grandparents, you know, going through this type of therapy. Some coming in with the same symptoms as I had, some coming in with different symptoms, things that I wouldn't think posture had anything to do with, like digestive problems, or headaches and migraine, or grinding teeth. You know, I was thinking it was basically for back, hip, knee kind of stuff, but everything basically you can think of was being treated here by just correcting posture. And I just kept seeing the results, kept seeing people getting better. So I thought, all right, I feel better. All these other people feel better. There's got to be something to this. So I actually went through a certification process, got certified as a postural alignment therapist, and I actually worked at a clinic in San Diego for about 6 years, where I got to see thousands of clients in person, over Skype, online, through email and pictures, and you know, I had the opportunity to work with some really great people, the therapists themselves and the clients themselves, and you know, so that's how I got to be a therapist. And then, unfortunately, about 1.5 years ago, my father-in-law passed away, and my wife wanted to come to Poland and stay and visit with her mom and her friends and some of her family over here, and she had gone before, and we'd been apart for a little bit, and I didn't want that to happen again. So I thought, I think this was a great time and opportunity to kind of make this lifestyle change. So we actually moved over to Poland. We've been traveling around Europe for the last few months. I'm making this video from my mother-in-law's living room, and I thought, you know, I still love to help people in this way, helping them improve their posture, live healthy lifestyles. So I just want to take, you know, what it is I was doing in person and do it online. Still help people over Skype and through email and pictures. And the great thing about the type of therapy, you know, that I practice is that it's hands off. You know, I don't need to have you in the same room to manipulate your bones or pop or adjust or massage or anything. Like I said, it's very client driven. So I can give you instructions, and you can do them right there, and we can get live feedback right away. And like I said, that's one of the things I love most about the therapy is client driven, and really empowering people to get healthy again and stay healthy. So that's another type of story that I love to hear from clients, is just as they get better and as they even surpass what they thought was possible with their own bodies. So, you know, long story short, or maybe slightly shorter story made longer, whichever one you think it is, you know, that's my story, and I'm looking forward to hearing yours if we haven't worked together, and if we are working together now, then I know I'm loving seeing your story change from what it was when we first met to what it is now, to looking forward to what it'll be, you know, in another month, 6 months, in a year. Alright? So thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Alright? Take care.